Okay, I guess now they can hear us. Hello, guys. Good afternoon.
Once again.
Okay, perfect.
Hi, Peter.
Okay, now they can hear us. We had a start.
I think let's start again from the
beginning. Let's start again from the beginning. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today with us here on our monthly webinar, right? With some ballast, the perfect mounting system for flat roofs.
All right, Peter. So you can hear us clear. I hope the same for the others who are on the room.
Ante is here. Hello, Ante. Okay.
All right. I think
we should wait just a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Or let's say the usual, like for live webinars, we are live. So anyone that might have any question, you can ask. You have the chat option there. You can also download the brochure.
Yeah,
if
correct.
you'd like to consult it.
It's on the right hand side on the documents option. You can download the brochure in there. For those of you who already has it, there's no point, or we can share it for you. It's fine. Yeah, I guess.
So this webinar will be registered as well. So if any one of you might have something to deal with later and you need to leave, no worries, we got you covered. So as soon as we finish, we will send you the link to see the registration.
All right. Okay. What's the topic for today?
So the topic is very, very interesting. So we get a lot of questions around, I was thinking about 5 degree, what do you think? I was thinking 10 degree. And there are even those that think that we go up to 10 and not anymore. So yeah. I think the best thing to do is to do a webinar exactly to present which are our range of inclinations, right?
Yeah.
So PV ballast from 0 to 30 degree, we got you covered. So, but what we will see today is what is the best tilt angle based on the project, right?
Yeah, I guess this question is, it will never be verified because the inclination always they change according to the location where you are, right?
Exactly.
Or where are you located, like geographically, right? In Europe, for example, they tend to go more on different inclination. Up in the Baltics, they go on a bit higher than they are in the part of Middle East, or that they go even higher than that. Then also depends on where are you installing. You're installing on the ground, you're installing on a flat roof, you're installing on a pitch roof. Different reason where you can find or you can choose an inclination that we have. And what Ilona mentioned is like some ballast has always like a solution for it. That's why we have a wide range of inclination.
Exactly. So before we proceed with that topic, we want to do some questions to know our public.
Yeah, we want to know what our public is. So I'm just gonna launch the poll now. And
so what do you guys do? Are you a designer, installer, distributor, or EPC? Okay. Okay. We got your friends here, Harold.
Yeah, majority, as we can see, is we have our distributors. There are a few of installers that they just joined now, but majority of them is the distributors. Thank you guys for being always, not only this time, but always like attending us, even though you guys know almost everything as we do, but still you guys find the time to listen to us. But believe me, this time will be something a bit more different than the others. So we would like you to stay with us till the end.
So I see that we have even some new contacts here that probably don't know what some ballast is about.
Correct. So let's move further, Elo.
Okay.
The ballast.
The ballast. So we can say that each piece of ballast is made of premium quality.
Correct.
Okay. So it's made of concrete, it's precast, there is no need to drill anything. it has already M8 bushings
Inside,
on inside pre-inserted on the production phase. Also, there is an internal steel bar inside to make it more resistant. That's why even our slogan is made to last. And as I said, no need to drill on the roof. You just position the ballast and it's done. So no need for further accessories. You just need the ballast. You just need the sheet to put under the ballast and the clamps.
all these things we provided, right?
Yeah, always. So easier than this, I don't think you get into.
Correct. Probably you guys have seen a lot of structures out there. What makes some ballast different from the others is all these advantages that you mentioned now, like the M8 bushing inside, which helps a lot whenever you want to clamp the system, right? So you don't need to drill into it. Also, you don't need to drill outside of the ballast as well, because some of them, they have the holes on the back, which can be used for different things, for windshield in case you want to paste it, but we have other accessories which covers that. Of course, the premium quality of the concrete, as we always mention, goes up to C32 to C40, which means goes on those top concrete material, which is being used not only in some ballast in Italy or in Europe that we have, but also in our other headquarters, which are in USA.
Yeah.
Correct, right? So all of them, they're using the same quality, the same quality of cement, the same quality of sand in order to make this system. Of course, it's been proved, it's been tested from all those to bring this solution.
Absolutely.
So let's move on. You probably have seen a few of our systems, but in here we have gathered all of them.
Exactly. So, being specialized in flat roofs, Harold, and having a technical department that is always looking for new solutions and to adapt to all the needs of the market, we came up with a solution for each problem,
Correct.
right? So we had the problem of the shading. Okay, here we have the solution. We have the problem of the large panels recently, right? So we had to be aware of that, and we had to find a solution. So all this time we are always looking for solutions to your problems, because as you know, we are always in contact with our clients, installers, designers, and by having all this information, you are very prepared to come up with solution to help them to
Correct.
solve them.
Like we always say, like we do not sell ballast, we sell systems, right?
Exactly.
So that's what some ballast is. And before moving to each one of them, like just today, we're not gonna go in details, deep inside. We're just gonna mention those and just the small advantages of them. I would like to launch another question.
Okay, let's ask. So what inclination do you most frequently use for your flat roof PV installations? It's 5 degree, 10, 15, 20, or 30. Okay, that's what I thought.
It tends to go on 10, especially
10, yeah.
Europe. Europe always like main inclination that goes majority of the times it goes for 10. And what I've noticed is like 10 degrees mostly is being sold on east-west orientation,
Yeah.
right? More than south. I don't know, installers, they do prefer that. I don't know, there might be different reasons, but from our question here, we see that we have 10 and 15.
Yeah.
Right.
The most used inclinations are from our clients are 10 degree and 15 degree.
Yeah, correct. I'm sharing the results with you guys so you can see. So all of you selected like 50% on 10 and 50% on 15 degree. What we're going to say a bit different today is about the higher inclination, right? So we never talk actually. Whenever we do webinars, we never mention like some ballast has 15, has 20, has 30 degrees. We do touch them. We do mention that we do have it on as a systems, but we never go in detail. So today, probably we're going to touch base a bit more into it to know why. Why we should go with this.
Okay, so just to mention, all our systems, we have the singular system.
Yeah.
That even this one goes from 0 to 30 degrees.
Correct.
We have the connect system that has 5 inclination, 5, 10, 15, and 20 and 30 degree.
Yeah.
We have the sail system that has 2 options, 5 degree and 10 degree. The 5 goes up to 6 consecutive rows, and 11 goes up to 3 consecutive rows. We have the no flex system that is actually just a single row, but we add a central ballast.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
we have all options from 3 to 30 degree. We have the 0 degree system. Mono XL, that is the solution in portrait. Yeah, the solution, we have 2 inclinations. In this case, the 5 degree and 10 degree, the mostly used one from our clients. The industrial XL, that is only 5 degree option. And we have Easy West, that exactly we did the survey with our clients, and we came up with 10 degree only because this is the most frequently used inclination from all our clients.
Correct. So yeah, like we said, we're not going to go deep inside. Probably you've heard it, you've seen on previous webinars. We touched all the webinars, we touched almost all the systems.
Yeah. And for all those that probably haven't seen a presentation of each system, they can go in our web page, on webinars page. You can find all different webinars that we have done in the previous months. Okay, so wide range of inclinations from 0 to 30 degrees.
Why it's made from 0 to 30 degrees? I mean, we could just have done like 2 solutions or 3 solutions. Like we say, we sell more 5, 10, and 15. Let's keep on those. Why we did all this? For different reasons. Like you mentioned at the beginning, all the systems that we have, they come up with different inclination, right? So what is important for an installer or for whoever is the final client, whoever is installing their plant in the roof, they have to check before where they are located, like we mentioned, and like this they can find the right tilt for their panel whenever it's going to be installed. Some ballast came up with this range of inclination from 0 to 30 with different system for featuring for varying loads, configuration, different heights. Like we said, the ballast, they are not all the same, right? The 0 degree is lower, the 5 degrees is higher, and the weight as well. Yeah. But even the weight plays a really important topic, for that, because a lot of roofs, they cannot withstand like heavy weight. So like I always say, like the first question from someone who is new is to have, right? Without even knowing, without even trying to get a report from us with all the calculation, they just say that okay, it's heavy and I don't want to taste it. That's the reason you see all this type of system, all this type of ballast that we launch and keep doing every year. We keep coming up with new solutions, right?
So it depends even from the type of the surface.
Yeah.
So probably if it's slightly inclined, so we
cannot which surfaces can we implement them? Like let's say I want to place a 0 degree or 5 degrees or 30 degrees. Like can we go on all the surfaces of the roof?
Yeah, you can go from 0 to 5 degree. You can use all our ballast. So
like whenever is a slope, right?
Yeah. So from 0 to 5 degree, from 5 to 10, we have to check with our technical office. In order to decide which one would be the perfect.
Would you suggest me like putting a 30 degree ballast on 10 degrees slope roof?
Oh no, oh no, please don't do that. No, absolutely.
Like mainly we go always for low inclination, like 0 or maximum 3. Okay, there are occasions where we go 5. Since we know that the roof could have a slope of 5, using a 5 degree ballast to reach on the reach on the tilt that you prefer to have. Of course, we say always that we are mainly for flat roofs, but some ballast can be used on different types of surfaces, right? So it can be used on gravel.
Gravel, sure.
Can be used on different pavements, can be with tiles and all this, can be used on TPOs, EPDMs, all different sheets. That's why we have the rubber mat sheet that you mentioned, which plays a very important role actually to protect also the roof material, to protect also the ballast from going deeper inside.
And you didn't mention the green roofs as well.
Green roofs as well, very common in some countries. Yeah, very common which countries do we have with you? Austria,
Australia,
Switzerland,
yeah.
yeah, all these countries, they tend to have a lot of green roofs, and they actually go always on higher than 10 degrees, and they choose the highest one we have because they want to use the space under the ballast as well.
Sure.
Can be used on the ground.
Yeah, it can be used on ground as well, but it has to be flattened.
Yeah,
So
so
you have
there
to
are
open it.
some regulation, there are some things that they need to do
They
before
have to
placing it.
prepare the terrain
Yeah.
before installing our ballast. Otherwise, the modules will be disbalanced and it will affect the the warranty of the module. So we suggest always to prepare the terrain in order to make it flat, and then you can go on it. In our website, you can find some installations done.
Yeah, we have a lot, and today we're going to show you a few, actually,
Sure.
few that we have it on the presentation, on the slides, a few installation with different ballasts that we have on our warehouses. So yeah, we don't do just not inclination before we consider all the parameters of the roof, right? So
Harold, if I have a project, okay, and I need your technical support, what should I do?
Yeah, I want to stop. Thank you for asking me this, because this is something that whenever I receive, especially when those are new, right, that they never used some models before, they come up with question that, okay, I have this project, there will be this many panels, that's power I want to generate, and I want to use a 20-degree inclination.
Yeah.
Like, this is the first thing that they say without knowing, I think, so, because we can change, right? We can force them to change the inclination, but we suggest them the best way to use it. So considering that we check where they are located, we see that in that country, the most common inclination, what is used, which tilt can generate more power with the time, we tell them that you need to switch. All right, you said for 20, why not switch it into 15 or switch it into 10? You're going to generate even more power, you're going to use less space and all this. But all these things that we need to be taken in consideration, because all these factors that you see on here on the screen, they play a very important role with the tilt of the panel, right? So the first one is the kilowatt per square meter, right? So according to the system that we are talking about some ballast now, but this goes for all the mounting systems out there. According to the mounting system that you use, it will have effect on space between them. It will have effect on the time of installation, how long it will take. Probably you come up with the question that the building is very old, so you cannot put a lot of load on it. You want a system that can withstand like very heavy winds because it's located near the sea or in zones that are affected a lot by winds. And you want a system that could be very economical, of course. In the end, whenever we close it in the end, it's the matter of the offer, right?
Yes.
We try to leave that in the end because that's the last thing that we're going to discuss with our client, with our distributor, with our installers, because that is something that can be arranged between us and you as a plan. But what is more important is to respect all these parameters, you to be happy, you to get the power that you want to generate for all your plant on the roof, and to get all these things that I mentioned before, right? So that's why it's important to get all the details, and then with our technical report that we're going to mention later, all these parameters are mentioned in there.
Are taken into consideration, absolutely, because the inclination cannot be the only factor in which we rely to.
Not at all. One of our colleagues, when we were talking before, he mentioned something that there is no perfect inclination, does not exist. Inclination depends on the type of plant that you are having, right? That's why I said if somebody comes to me with a different inclination, I might be suggesting him an inclination that could be even better. Probably you want to install it in your house.
Sure.
You have no clue, no idea how it works. Your neighbor has it, you like it, you've seen it, you want to buy it for yours, right?
Sure.
In this specific case, I took you, I know you know, but if you didn't know anything about PVs and all these things, you just want to have it. You have a lot of money, you want to invest on renewable energy, you come to me and tell me, Harold, I want to install 5 kilowatt in my house, right? And what I want like my neighbor, right? You see what he likes, you want to get it from me. Definitely, I will check what your neighbor has. If he has an inclination that probably is not important, it does not play a big difference on where he's located, I'll tell you, okay, we can go with it, or I can switch it for you. I can give you a better solution. I can give you a 0 degree, I can give you a lower inclination or a higher inclination, right?
Based on all the.
Correct. You might have a house with big surrounding walls on top of it, that shading might be a problem. You might have big trees around, you might have buildings that will cover it. So all these things we need to take into
You might
consideration.
have less space.
Correct, less space, and all these things, like we mentioned, that they play a very significant role. So it's not only the inclination that is important for it, right?
Okay, perfect. So we have compared a 6 kilowatt solar system performance.
Yeah.
And we have done a comparison between 10 degree and 30 degree,
Right.
right? So what was the result?
So yeah, like I said, right, we're going to talk a bit about the higher inclination. As you can see on two graphics that we are sharing with you guys, we have a 6 kilowatt for both of them orientated south, one with 10 degrees and one with 30 degrees. So as we can see, the power that generates kilowatt per year with south 10 degrees, it goes on 8.1, and as you see with 30 degrees, it goes on 8.6. So 30 degrees, yeah, 30 degrees tend to go a bit even higher and generate more power than the 10 degrees. And that's actually true, because with all the documents that I received, the calculation from different engineers, whenever they send me a project or they send a solar age or helioscope and all these things they send to me, when I see the comparison they do, it shows the generated power by month or total year, right? So why 30 degrees has a higher production, generates more power than 10 degrees?
So why?
Yeah, so we know that the 30 degrees is an inclination that is a bit higher, the panel whenever it's south, right? So whenever we're talking always for south.
Yes.
For south, 30 degrees, the higher the inclination is, the higher sun the panel generates, can tend to get more sun, right? So there is some not downsides of it, but there are some things that 30 degree requires more than the 10 degrees, right? So we're gonna discuss it later, and we see. Now we're gonna switch into east-west and south, right? For the same system that we were talking, 6 kilowatt installation, we have a east-west 10 degrees, and we have a south 30 degrees. So as you can see even here, the first thing that you see is the difference between south 30 and 10 degrees east-west. So even though that, east-west has a lot of advantages and all this, like we mentioned, 30 degrees with the distance that they have it for all from panel to panel, all these things tend to generate more to the panel. The higher, the more it takes from sun, always for south, right? Then if you do a 10 degree on 10 degree on east-west or 30 degrees west, which never happens, very rare, you're not gonna generate the same power that you generate with east-west 10 degrees, right? Or 10 degrees will generate more.
Okay.
So yeah, this is one of the reasons why a 30 degrees probably generates more power, gets more sun than the others. But there are some other sides that you need to consider whenever you want to use a higher inclination.
As I see this picture, the first thing that I see is the occupied space on the roof.
Exactly, that's the reason we put it, right? So the space used for what we have here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 3, 15 panels, right?
15 panels.
So we got 15 panels with south 30, 15 panels with south 10, and 15 panels with east-west 10 degrees. So as you can see, the same roof, the same number of panels, different inclination, right? So 30 degrees, with, as we can see, we have occupied, let's say, almost 90% of the roof, where we do not have more space for it to put. That means that if you want to place 30 degrees south, 15 panels, you're just fine. You don't add more. But if you want to add more, it's not possible, right? Or you're gonna have to switch inclination to go on lower than that, or you have to switch system, so you can go on east-west or 0 degrees or anything.
East-west 30 degrees.
Correct. So as you can see on 30 degrees, especially with our ballast, the distance from panel to panel goes more than 1 meter distance, right?
It should.
Yeah, it should be in order to avoid,
to avoid the shadow.
to avoid the shading that there can be from different factors, as we mentioned even before. It's mandatory that 30 degrees to have this distance. Even though it's a single row, right? You can always like play with it. You can manage it. You can go forward or you can go back.
Yeah, you can do that, but absolutely you have to respect.
Yeah, we suggested that this is the parameters that you have to follow. Then is the job of the engineers, the structural engineer on the area where they are, how far they need to put the distance. Because there are countries, believe me, there are countries that they use 30 degrees south and they use
less space.
Yeah, less space because the sun is like more on the center, doesn't create a lot of shading and could be. But our suggestion is over 1 meter, 1 meter above that you can to
because we have considered the average on all our countries. So there are specific. For example, I remember a project that we did in Malta, and we had the system that has a fixed distance between rows, and for them we created one with a smaller stack. Yeah.
Correct.
Because the sun there doesn't. The distance doesn't apply like our calculations, right? So
the same system goes for 10 degrees that we see on the middle picture. The same number of panels, 15. We see that we have occupied, let's say, half of the roof.
Yeah.
Perfect. The distance from panel is 70 to 80 centimeters.
We
recommend, right, 70 to 80 for the 10 degrees ballast that we have. You have, if you want to increase the power of your plant, you can insert as many as you want.
I think there can be added even 3 or 4 rows without any problem.
For sure. And on the right hand one, the right hand picture, third one is east-west orientation, where we see the quarter of the roof is occupied, right? Where you can put 4 times more than you had with 30 south, right? So you can generate more power, but less. I mean, you cannot use it. In my house, for example, if I want to put 15 panels, I want to put 15 panels, right? I will tell you I want south orientation, 15 panels, I don't have more space for it. That's it. If you want to go on east-west, it's always something that we always suggest to our client whenever they want to, when they don't have an exact number. They say, okay, Arador, okay, you want to put me the maximum, right? So we say, okay, with south, you go with this number, right?
Yeah.
With east-west, we can place many more on it, and you can increase the production for it.
Exactly.
So another comparison that we've done between south 30 degrees, south 10 degrees, industrial Excel, the system that we have with 5 degrees, and the east-west orientation, right? These are not to be taken as, these are all only our comparisons with our system. It's not a comparison with other systems out there.
It's only with some ballast.
Yeah, this is only with some ballast structure that you can see it in here, the space management, for example, kilowatt per square meter.
Into consideration all the parameters that we mentioned earlier, right? The space management, the cost per kilowatt.
Yeah, as you can see, for space management, we know already the east-west takes
less space, so it's the perfect solution when it's come to.
The cost, euro per kilowatt, even this one, don't take it like consideration that, okay, I'm gonna go with south or I'm not gonna go with east-west, right?
Because it depends on the calculations done.
Depends on a lot of factors, right? Depends on the height of the building, depends on the obstacles that they are in there, like a lot of reasons, the panel that you're using, the panel that you're using.
Dimension of the panel.
Correct. So the performance that you have kilowatt hours per number of panels, like how many panels you can take, the kilowatt hours from the distance that you have with 30. Let's say that it's gonna occupy more space, but it's gonna generate more power on it. And let's say that the same thing goes for single row industrial and easy west.
Sure.
And the weight, of course, if you have a single row system, sometimes you can avoid the areas. If a building has not the same parameters, some areas are built before, some part is like a new build. With a single row, you can play, right? So you can move the ballast in one part, you can leave space, you can go on the other side, as long as you don't pass what the engineer asked you, that I want this kilogram per square meter in this area, from the other side. The same goes for the single row, 10 degrees, because even though they come different ways, right? So we don't have only one 10, we have 10 conic, we have 10, right?
Yeah,
10 vertical conic,
yeah.
10 easy west, the new system that we have. So we even forgot to mention that all these, they come in different systems. Like we can have
Yeah.
2 5s, 2 10s, right? So
Yeah.
it's not that it's only one and you're stuck with it.
I know there are a lot of solutions. 5 degree, you find it in connect system, you find it in sales system, you find it as a single row system.
Correct.
And we have different
Yeah, you have
heights,
even, we
like
have even the
5.2, 0.3.
connect sail, right?
Connect sail, yeah, we have the 10 degree.
Yeah, we played, we've done like kind of hybrid systems as well, and which they work pretty well.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that whenever somebody comes to me, I have an answer ready for him.
Yeah, because we have a lot
It's
of.
not, yeah, exactly. It's not that I'm telling I'm sorry, it cannot be done. The only time that I can tell them it cannot be done is whenever they come to me with in a residential house, right? Like with tiles and all this, they want to place ballast, which is not possible when placing it.
Absolutely.
So
In
99%
fact,
of the
not only
cases,
you
yeah.
have a solution, but there are times that you give even 2 or 3 solutions to them.
Correct,
They can
yeah.
choose. So
We give 2 or 3 solutions. We sometimes we even do 2 or 3 technical reports, right? Just
Yeah.
for them to feel confident, right? Especially when you are new, you want to know a lot about this system, right? So you say, okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna get a technical report, and then when somebody comes to you and tell you, okay, here's your solution, but here are 2 other solutions that we suggest that is good for you. So you can have yours, what you selected in the beginning. We suggest that you can go with this system or with this type of other system, and that make them happier, right? The people say, okay, I'm confident that these guys that I'm working with, they're professional, they know what are they doing, they know what are they selling, and I'm going to trust them, and I might go with them. And this goes for all out there, right? You have to be like to explain to the customers like what he planned to do, because as I mentioned, you didn't know anything about renewable energy.
Yeah.
You just wanted to put it for pleasure, or you wanted to show to your neighbor that I can do it as well, right? Not only you.
In fact, we have had a lot of private customers that even did the installation by themselves. No need for an electrician or somebody else to install it.
Yeah, so moving on, now we're gonna, like we said, we're gonna show you a few references done with different inclination, different countries where we are. We took just a few of them. You can see here.
Just to give the idea of the plant, how
Correct.
it will be finished with
So
each inclination.
the subject up is like the number of ballast, like let's say it's been sold with this type of inclination, which is way more. We put over 50,000 for all of them, like from, let's say, over 50,000 of 0 degrees, over 50,000 of 3 degrees. In here, I know what we see.
We see here a 0 degree ballast and 3 degree on our right.
Right, so we have 2 types of installation, different inclination. One of it is like half a megawatt, and the other one is
20 kilowatt.
20 kilowatt, the smaller one. But the only difference is like from first sight where you see it looks like the same, but it's not, because the first is 0, the second is 3, which is it's a bit higher than that. And as you can see, the distance from panel to panel need to be respected even with 3 degree. With 0, you don't need to, because the panel are next to each other. There is no space between them, and the beauty of it is like you can clamp them from all the parameters of the panel, or whenever you see the installation manual, you see that if it's allowed or not to be clamped on the short or in the long side of the panel. Any type of panel can be clamped to 0 degrees, yes, correct, right? You go from standard to 2.4, yeah.
You can use them all, so that's not an issue. So to give you the idea, 0 degree and 3 degree, they look like same, but there is a slight inclination on 3 degree that makes the difference. It is mostly used when do our
Which one? This low inclination, as we said, can be used if a roof has a small slope, that we want to respect the parameters of the roof and say that some ballast can be installed. Can be used for if somebody doesn't want someone else to see.
Landscape.
Yeah, or landscaping, or somebody wants just to put it on the roof, nobody can see it from the street. All this, they use lower inclination than this. Zero for me is the perfect solution. Let's say it's a kind of east-west orientation because the panels are next to each other, even though they don't have an inclination, but you can generate a lot of power. What we see here, what is the difference is that we have two types of typology of the roofs, right? So we have a bitumen covered, right? And the other side is kind of TPO, white TPO, which is very common as well. Which is one of the questions that we get more. That can we place the ballast in contact with the TPO roof, which, as you can see, is not any problem. You can place the ballast directly in contact, of course, with our rubber mats.
Yeah, as I mentioned, for each project you get the rubber mats that you put on the ballast in order to protect them from the ballast. And we didn't mention that 0 degree we have even some custom solutions, right? The
Yeah, we do.
Ballast,
yeah, we do.
20 centimeters and 70, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to go higher, probably it is required in cases there is water on the roof or something like that.
Let's move to the other slide. I think we go.
Do you have any questions?
Yes, so far I think everyone is good, or we are very good at explaining, or they don't have questions.
Do we have any question for them?
So far, I think it's fine.
Okay.
Like, you guys know the icons whenever you want to ask, so please feel free. From what we explained so far, let us know if you have something in mind, or we proceed further. So the second reference that we're going to show you guys is one in Italy and one in France. We see two types of one is on the flat roof and another one is on
pavement.
And one is on the ground, right? It's ground.
Ground.
Right?
Yeah. No, this one is pavement.
Okay. No, for a moment I thought this is like probably a green roof. No, so.
No, it's a ground installation.
What we have here, we have two types of systems, right? The first one, 3 kilowatt, as you can see.
It's a small.
Yeah, we have how many panels? We have 6 panels, right?
Yeah.
6 panels on vertical.
Yeah.
And we use our industrial Excel. Of course, the industrial has a fixed distance from panel to panel, right? So there's nothing that you can do to change it. Very, very good for, very convenient actually for the panels which they are over 2 meters long, and of course very good for the weight, right? So the whole load per roof.
It's distributed in the roof.
Correct. So the whole load, kilograms per square meter goes 20, 25 kilograms.
Including the panel.
Yeah, ballast plus panel. And on the other side, we have an installation of 500 kilowatt in France with 5 degrees. We have to say here that I don't mention before 0 comes different inclination. Also here we see a 5, which the client have decided to do it.
So east-west.
Yeah, correct. He's using 5 degrees on east-west orientation.
Yeah. So it can be probably 5.3 or 5.4. Fourth row or sail system.
So what we see in here is like this 5 degree is part of the ballast, the system sail that we have. Since Serona said there are 6 consecutive rows, the client decided to choose one of the, not the highest one, but one of the highest ballast from 5, and decided to use a east-west orientation, right?
Exactly.
Which is to be honest, like the latest installation we had on the ground, they all went with this type, not 5 degrees, but with higher ballast, right?
Yeah, being a ground installation in order to avoid the growing of the.
Yeah, that's not the only reason. Actually, there's several reasons why they want high inclination, the growing, the grass growing, or sometimes the ballast. Like you said, if the ground is not prepared well, sometimes might be issues, right, with the movement of the ground. So we always suggest to use some type of fabric under to cover it with gravel. Some of them they cover even concrete, right?
Yeah.
Which not of them prefer it, but if it's in an area that doesn't damage.
In fact, I remember that we have compared some projects done with other systems and done with our system. Even with the preparation, it is cheaper with our system than using
And
sometimes, sometimes.
not only that, because the installation times, which
Yeah.
means that less labor,
Overall,
less labor it will take, because like we said, we are known for the installation time, but our
ease
system
of
can be
installation.
installed very quick, because not having a lot of components, it will make the installation pretty much easy. And whenever we go on ground installation, we do comparisons with traditional ground mounted system, and we say that some ballasts can be installed way much more quickly and is more cost effective than the others. And
Exactly.
time is something very important, right?
The most important.
Yeah, correct. So if you want to install a 100 kilowatt within the day, with some ballast, you can install 100 kilowatt with different racking structures like within a week, right?
I want to mention something because there are a lot of clients that think that with the first project they will get the best of installing some ballast. Okay, when you change from one structure to another one, of course that you need to adapt with it. So probably you won't be very fast on the first project or the second one, but as soon as you get used with it, then you will have
Definitely. I mean, majority of the cases, the feedback that I've been getting from new clients whenever they install was like, wow, it's just amazing. You know, like it's just how you describe
with
it.
the first time.
Yeah, correct. So I describe it like, okay, it's very fast to install. They have no clue like how to install it because they've just seen the instruction manual, like what we gave to them. Probably they've seen some reference videos that we have on our website or our socials. And whenever it comes the matter that you want to install it by yourself, you see that it's very easy. Yeah. So moving forward, another reference. We are having two installations, different countries. One is in Czech Republic with one system, and another system used in Croatia. The same inclination actually for both, but two different systems that we have. So I'm gonna
on
let
on my left is our newest system, right? The Easy West system. It's on 10 degree. As you can see here, we have put the maximum of panels that you can put on the roof by using the East West orientation.
The funny thing with this one is because this is one of our distributors, and last year when we are at the fair, our distributor, which is the one who has this project, he came to me and said like, I just love this solution. He just saw it was like on there on the stand. I just love this solution and I have the perfect project because it's not the only one. He had like several of these. I have the perfect project for this type of solution. So this is one of the pictures that I received from him whenever he finished the installation with EasyWest, and the feedback I got was just like, wow, right? Because the timing, considering that you have this panel is 2.4 meters. I can tell you that because I remember really well, 2.4 meters long, and as you can see, EasyWest.
Yeah, because Easy West adapts to any type of panel. Correct. So you can use any type of panel on landscape with our Easy West system.
Even the clamping for Easy West is different from the traditional clamps
we have. Power clamp.
Yeah, so
and it allows you to do even the ground.
You guys seen probably in previous webinars when me and Leona were hosting, we introduced, when we introduced actually Easy West, we introduced also the accessories that come with it, and power clamp was one of them. This is very important. We're not going to go in details now, but we know that the power clamp comes for Easy West. On the second picture is another picture, another installation which has been used at 10 degrees Celsius that we have. Even in here, we see the horizontal post, this one vertical, horizontal.
Yes, and actually goes up to three consecutive rows. And as you see there, it's
there's an empty space because different reasons, right? Could be an obstacle. That means that the system is very
for maintenance reasons.
For maintenance reason could be an obstacle. I don't know. I never asked to be honest, but yeah, I mean, we know that it's versatile. You can add, you can
remove, add without any
panels.
problem. And for all those probably that would like to see even the system on live, right? We will be at K Energy in Rimini. For all
Yes.
those that probably might be.
Yeah, Easy West will be there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Easy West Ballast will be also at Key Energy
Exhibition,
at beginning of
From
March.
5 to 7 March.
5 to 7 of March.
So if you guys pass there, happen to
Feel
be
free.
there, feel free to come and visit us. We will be there presenting our Easy West system.
Okay, moving on. We went
Ground installations as well.
correct. Both of them ground installation. We went in a bit of higher inclination than 10. We went on 15, which we have it on in here. We have it with two different systems, right?
The conic system and the single row system.
On the left hand side, an installation on the ground in Italy, 15 degrees, 71 kilowatt, 15 connect system. And on the right hand side, we have a 9 kilowatt installation with 15 degree, our single row. And on the right hand side, we see the U blocks that we also have. We provide whenever it's necessary. It can be used also for the 15 degrees connect, can be used also for the 15 degrees standard as we see here, but they can be
always
used
based on the calculations done by our technical office if it is necessary.
Since we are on the ground, you mentioned that they need to be prepped before, right? So as you can see in here, we have modification on the ground that the client decided to add some gravel, kind of gravel thing, like to flatten the ground and to make it
prepared, absolutely.
to make it suitable for the ballast, right? Yeah, I guess that's all for this. Moving to even higher one, we have a
200 kilowatt in Italy and 8 kilowatt in Italy as well.
Both of them with a 20 degrees inclination. I guess the other one should be conic or not?
No, it's
both of them single rows, right?
Single row,
Both of them single rows, as you can see. That we I mean, not a lot to explain, right? One of them is on the ground, one of them was on a flat roof, bitumen roof. The distance that we see from panel to panel, of course, is adjustable. We consider always like going over 80 to 1 meter, even 20 degrees, to avoid the shading. And,
in the first case, we can say that there was enough space. So they could go for a higher inclination.
One thing I noticed on the right hand side is the use of cable wind. Right, so it's
in
not.
The back of
It's not. Probably it's not very visible to you guys, but on the back, we have the accessory of cable wind, which plays the role of a windshield or even a extra reinforcement of the system to increase the wind resistance of.
And cable management as well. You can accommodate the cable and the cables.
And the last one, I guess this is the last one. The highest inclination, 30-degree ballast. As you can see, two different types of roof. One is gravel roof, and the other one is on I don't know, residential building, right?
Residential.
Which the client decided to use. As you can see, like
here, it's more visible the cable wind. On the back of the system.
Even with 30 degrees, you can use the cable wind. As you can see, that he, like we said, is versatile. So we see one panel on a corner, another panel on front of the building, 3 rows in the other side, and then we have 3 rows on the view that looks more. You can see that you can always play with single row, right? You can go according to the layout of the roof that you have, and which is very important for you to get all the panels that you want to install, right? And the other side, on the left-hand side, is a gravel roof, of course, as we saw even with 20, with 30 is the same.
What you notice is that there are a lot of obstacles on the road. That's why they went for a single row system.
For sure. Of course, they
there
have
was
to
enough
place,
space
to add or to remove panels, and they can switch it also on different orientation. If they want it, they can do that.
Okay, what I noticed that we have done a lot of projects in France.
I think France is the only country that brings the more references than other countries. I mean, we have hundreds of them that we receive, and I mean, you should know better than me, right? Because you deal with it, and you're the one who keep asking me, like, send me references and stuff. But We have to give a big up to the person who got the pictures from France, to the salesperson who
Yeah, exactly.
like
There are a
has.
lot of installations.
I have clients that they don't want to share it with me, right? So I mean, I keep asking them and asking, okay, share me the picture, and they say, no, but we don't have approval, or I don't have time, all these things. But yeah, I mean, France, big up for France. Got a lot of nice references, actually, different type. That's probably the reason, because you have all the typologies where you can find it, and that's why they choose France to get few pictures.
You see that we managed every case on France.
Yeah.
So,
not only in France, in all the countries. France is only here.
yeah, and you can even check on our website on the references page.
Yeah.
You have even
Way more.
Yeah. And you can choose the country. You can choose if you can show us on our website. So if they want to see any other solution, any other references.
Sure. Yeah, hold on, let me do it in English. I don't think I'm sharing this because. Hold on. We're gonna go. Oh, yeah, we are there.
Okay. Probably because
References in here. The option on some ballast where you can see all, not all, like a
big part of
big part of the
installation.
installation. Again, France.
Again, France.
Yeah.
Okay.
In here, you can choose a nation where you want. So as you see, it's not only France, right?
Yeah.
We have, let's say, all the countries in Europe that they have also installation from United States as well. Even from the African continent, we have a few references shared with us. In here, you can choose the type of system that you guys want, the inclination that the tilt, and the type of system that we use, or the power that is from 0 to 1 megawatt over.
Get an idea of how might the system look.
So yeah, this is regarding the reference what Ilona mentioned. Now I'm gonna share gonna be
Okay, so now, who does all this job?
Yeah.
Who decides which is the best solution to this for each project?
Like behind every phone call, every mail, or behind every mail that you guys receive, all the installers receive, is a lot of work right now.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to do provide you all this what we mentioned now, right?
Yeah.
All this calculation on the system is it's a really tough job, and this is done only by the stuff that goes behind it, who never comes in front to talk with end client or to install or distributor, are our technical office, which of course lately has been increased a lot in number, because like we said, we've been expanding not only in the Europe but also in other continents as well, and that means that we're gonna have to bring more stuff.
Yeah, in order to.
Yeah, to provide actually in time, in like
in the time that we have.
Correct. So yeah, we usually suggest to our clients 48 hours maximum, depending on the load that the technician have to do. In 48 hours, could be even 12 hours, that you can receive a full technical report and an offer from us. So what does this technical report has inside, Eliona? Please feel free.
We have a team of more than 20 professional technicians, engineers that have done this job for 12 years now, right? And they have seen, as you saw, each case of project, and they can come up with the best solution for you guys. So what you get on the technical report is the technical system drawing, the bill of materials. You get on-site phone support, so anytime that you might have any question, you just feel free to contact us and they will clear you any doubts. As I mentioned, we do more than 23,000 projects annually. So 23,000 cases, different cases during the year, makes our team a specialized team to give you the best of the solution. And if you want, if you need, you can get even a technical documentation signed by a certified engineer. So we we do all the calculations. We guarantee you that the system is going to be resistant,
Yeah, so the
right?
wind load, on the
The
area,
static load.
the statics on the roof, all this, they are mentioned in the technical drawing that we share to the clients, right?
Yeah, but if you still need a signed authorization from our technician, you can still get it by fee, right?
Correct, yeah.
And if you need further information regarding the technical report, we hosted a webinar last month, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah, we did.
Where we did go into details about the technical report. So we had a question, I guess, a poll.
Did we?
A poll.
I don't know. Let me see. Where is it? I think I lost it. Anyway, in case if somebody doesn't come with a question at the moment, maybe you guys can contact us or
I guess we have some questions for them, right?
Yeah.
Like, did they know?
Let me see what is pending.
Okay, so we have a question. Do you believe that having a wide range of inclination is an important requirement for a structure supplier? Yes, it's essential. It's useful, but not the most important. Or no, fewer well-built models are better. So please answer. Let's see which one is okay. Okay. So it's we have some say yes, it's essential, and we have some others that say it's useful but not the most important, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sharing with you guys the results, so yeah, we are on 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, Hello, we are coming to an end.
Yeah, I guess
for this
we
webinar
gave
as well.
a small idea
Yeah.
of which of the inclination, a wide range of inclinations that we have here at St. Thomas, and that are in different systems as well. But you are not required to remember them all, so no worries.
Of course,
Anytime that you might need or you might have any project, you just need to share the details with our sales representative here, Errol, and he, with the help of the technicians, they will provide you with the solution, right?
Definitely.
Based on all the requirements of the room, based on the requirements of the project, on the power that you have to reach, and all the details that you provide.
Right. I guess this was our time for today.
Yeah.
Together, we're gonna see each other next month with another topic, because we're gonna wait until we finish key. At the moment, there are a few other expos that we're gonna attend, and
we will be in Lyon, in France.
Yeah,
right?
we're gonna be in France as well. Again, France, right?
Again,
We're gonna be in France. Most probably, we're gonna be in Romania for an expo that is happening as well there. In May, we have in Intersolar, which definitely we're gonna be present.
We were on Boston, San Diego last week.
We just finished actually yesterday in San Diego. There was the other convention, Intersolar actually there, and before that was also Aritas. So yeah, so keep in touch. Hear you guys on the next one. Till then, bye, and have a nice weekend.
Thanks.
It's Friday.
Have a nice weekend. Thank you for being here.